Hello and welcome everybody to the 9th installment of Alice in Japan. You are still in Okinawa. No, sorry, you are on board of the ship that is going to take you to Ponape, and you're going to make a stop over in a place called Yonaguni, where you have been informed that that somebody found or believes that they have found something that looks like underwater ruins. And since you're on your way to Ponape and you're going to be passing by Yonaguni, you have decided that you're going to make a stopover, and you will report back to the new friend you have made, who is he's an anthropologist, and he's basically been investigating the local customs, and he's been excavating on Okinawa. And he basically told you that he would be more than interested in anything that you might uncover, and his name is Iha Fuyu. And so basically you have convinced Dr. Fukuchi, Professor Fukuchi, that it would be a good idea to stop there, and he's very interested as well because he wasn't aware that there were any underwater ruins there. And since you've also started a little bit of diving, you plan on going down, but something else has happened. You were sitting, because there's not very much to do, and it's about 200 sea miles, so it's going to be quite a trip, 3 to 4 days, but the weather has been really calm. You have been spending your time on deck, like painting, I don't know what. And Dottie noticed that one of the people on board has been using Morse code to, I suppose, to talk to someone, and that was Lieutenant Miyamura Kaito. And you took down what seems to have been the information coming in.
Yep.
And it was long, 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 short, short, long, 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 short, 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 long, short, short. And you have translated it, and what did you find?
Well, so before dinner, we would have just taken our turn to our room and would sit together over a book of codes, because Alice loves any kind of coding and things like that, and Morse is the easiest one that you come across. And it translates to something that does not make sense to her initially, or also after thinking about it. So it's O2HAI.
Yeah.
And yeah, so hi maybe, but O2 is like, she has no clue at the moment what it is.
Do you think that she knows enough of chemistry to know what O2 could be?
She would know O2 would be oxygen for sure.
Okay.
Another idea would be that, although no, it's in English, so O would not be east, and there my German brain is jumping in. O would be initially,
and possibly this might be, and this might also be Japanese. So
that's
and
true.
their east is something entirely different, which escapes me at the moment. Yeah,
that's it. So it's we will see what comes out of it. Maybe we will stumble over something. We would clearly also share that with Miss Minami, that she knows as well.
Oh, she rolled a 08.
Ooh.
She will have to do some thinking.
Okay.
Because she says, This rings a bell. I don't know what exactly, but this rings a bell. Something I may have read somewhere.
Okay. We'll just keep it in mind, but it's still weird why Mr. Kaito is talking to someone.
And also, who was he talking to? I mean, it must have been another ship.
Yes. I'm still tempted to ask the professor on if he trusts everyone on board.
Well, maybe we should do that. I mean,
Yeah, I think we
not
should-
over
we
dinner, says Dottie.
No, but we should maybe grab him after dinner, just shortly. Miss Minami Kili, I will need you, because his English was not that good, was it? It would be good to have Japanese.
His English is fairly okay. I mean, he can get, well, he can make himself more than understood. So I think it's at 40 or 50%. But the point is, you are talking about something that isn't his area of expertise. I mean, it's like
Yeah.
when you talk to a painter about painting, they may be able to talk to you in a foreign language, but as soon as you turn your information
Yeah,
seeking to
that's true,
something
that's
else,
true.
they may not
Yeah.
have the words. So yeah.
So we will try after dinner or somewhere to get like 5 minutes with him in peace and quiet.
Yeah.
And elsewise, we'll keep an eye on Mr. Kaito. Whenever we see him, Alice will learn what he's doing.
Okay. So then it's time for dinner.
Mm-hmm.
And so the captain is there, as are the two divers, namely Lieutenant Kaito and his.
Kaito's one of the divers.
Yeah, sorry, his name's actually Miyamura is his last name. And then we have Petty Officer Goto Ren. He's also one of the two
Miyamura
divers.
Is his last name Kaito? Is his first name?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Petty Officer Goto is also a diver, and he instructed you. He was the one who went down with the two of you.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah. So basically, you sit down. It's like a small mess. So people have to eat in shifts, which they do.
Yep.
But yours is always the first shift so you always have basically a captain's breakfast, a captain's lunch, a captain's dinner. So you're always there when the captain's there. Yeah, and he doesn't speak any English. The captain doesn't. But of course, also Professor Fukuchi is there as well. So do you want to do anything during dinner, or shall we just... Okay, so it's, well, Japanese food. Lots of rice, fish, pickled something or other, and then, Okay, so, and now dinner's over. What do you want to do?
As I said, we would try to be like to the professor, just like if you would have like 2-3 minutes.
Of course.
Of your time.
Of course. And he looks around. Do we want to go on deck? Because it's beautiful.
Yeah, let's go on deck.
Okay. And of course, it is warm because you are in the South Sea. So, and it is also, it gets dark fairly quickly because you are moving towards the equator. So you're a lot further south than New York, but it's warm. So it's like, it gets dark earlier, but it feels weird because it's so warm so late. Yeah.
And we would find a corner where Alice would have a look around just to see that no one is there eavesdropping.
Make a spot hidden. Spotty. Dottie sees nothing.
I see nothing. That's a 91.
Yeah, okay.
All
no
is
one's
fine.
there. Everything's fine. There's nobody
it's
there.
Just us.
Yeah.
Oh, it's awesome. And Alice would be, well, just how well do you know the divers?
I don't know them at all, madam.
How were they transferred, or did someone
They're
tell
Navy
you
divers. They were assigned to us.
Okay. Would the Navy have an interest to track us?
Track us? Track you mean?
I think us on the ship.
I mean, it's not like it's a secret where we're going. I mean, His Imperial Highness, who is financing this trip, knows where we're going. So, and he is basically head of the Imperial Army.
Are you
So,
aware that maybe an army ship or something is following us?
I mean, the army chartered this, gave us passage or bought us tickets and passage on this ship. So, and we
Yes.
also have army personnel. I mean, the two Navy divers are army personnel. The equipment, like our diving suits, are also army issues. So I'm not sure why they would be following us.
I would suspect we will regularly check in anyhow, right? Where we are and how it's going.
Well, I mean, basically, this is a meteorological expeditionary ship, but basically we bought passage, and I'm pretty sure. I mean, they know that we're going to Pornape. They know why we're there. This is what we're trying to do. I've been there before, so this is now my second outing, and I'm here to do archaeological digs. And His Imperial Highness is financing this, so I'm not sure if we check in with the Imperial Navy on a daily basis with regard to our position, but I mean, we could, of course, if we wanted to, but I'm not sure if we are. It's more like they have kind of like a time frame during which this whole thing will be happening. But of course, this is a sea voyage, so things can get a little bit, like delayed if there is bad weather. But I mean, I'm certainly keeping my diary, and I will be handing in all of the information to His Imperial Highness when we're back. But it's not like he's been asking me to check in with him.
I rolled an insight check, basically, and I rolled an 8.
He's telling the truth. He's
He's
not
telling the
yeah,
truth,
he's
eh?
not
So-
communicating with anybody, and he's telling the truth. But what makes you think so? Because that's a weird question. And you see that he's starting to look around. On a 19, he says, and I also can't see anything. I mean, because if there was a ship, shouldn't we be able to see it?
I think it's far enough that we can't see it with our eye. Alice, it's you can see the light bulb going in her head. She's
Okay.
like, just give me a second. And Alice would just run off. And she would
Okay.
come back with her googly eyes.
Yeah.
I'm at
Binoculars?
the moment missing binoculars, thank you. And because she would have one more for bird watching and things like that.
Yeah.
So more for and she would go to the back of the ship and she would like try to look out.
Okay,
and
so
have
then
peek
make
if
a
she can
perception,
see a ship.
a spot hidden, but please use a bonus die.
Okay. To make it harder or easier?
Easier.
Okay.
And also you get a +10 to, so basically so basically roll the 2
Mhm.
and roll the 10 twice.
Yep. These dice,
What did you get?
75 and 75.
Twice?
2 times. Twice
Okay.
50, yeah.
Okay,
on the
then,
die.
but you get a plus.
75
You get a
is...
it gets down to 65 because you are using binoculars, so it's not just your eyes. You're
Oh,
using.
wait, no, it's 57. It was a double 50 and a 7. So 57, so to 47.
So
was
it's
about,
47
yes.
then, yeah. Mhm.
47 is...
That must be a success.
It's a normal success.
Okay. Well, you can't see anything.
Okay. And you're... now you're back.
Yeah, you were frozen.
No, you were frozen. Oh, Zoom. Okay, so success, but we see nothing.
You can't see anything, no.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So the wide ocean and maybe a misled bird, but that's it. Okay. I will go back to the others and we'll just sit down. Well, I can't see any ship at the moment, but to be frankly honest, Mr. Kaito was signaling to someone outside on the ocean with a light.
He was signaling to something.
He went to the back of the boat and signaled with. Was it with a mirror or with a light? I didn't write down.
It was kind of a mirror, and he was basically using the sunlight and
The sun, yeah.
reflecting.
So with the mirror
Yeah,
reflecting
yeah.
to someone outside in the ocean.
Okay.
It looked like Morse code or something similar. We're not sure. That's why I'm asking, especially the divers. We want to make sure that we can trust them, shouldn't we? Not that they're
honestly,
here with a hidden agenda of, I don't know, grabbing what they can to sell it to the highest bidder or so. Because they will be the ones down there. They will find the things that are worthy of money.
well, I mean, my question is, what would you have me do? I mean,
I was merely curious how we got to the divers and if we can trust them. The answer is now that I know, no, we cannot.
well, I mean, I understand what you're saying, but I'm actually not sure. I mean, to me, they don't appear to be distrustful, but then again, I haven't watched them, like doing stuff that you have seen them do. Was it both of them, or was it just one of them?
It was just Mr. Mijamura.
Well, I
We
mean,
can just keep an eye on him, maybe, all together and see what happens.
yeah,
just
absolutely. I
wanna-
mean, we should definitely keep an eye on him, but I'm
And
really.
also maybe it's worth talking to the captain, having an eye on what is around and behind us. They should have sonar. They would see if something is. Although they will be smart enough to stay out of range, probably. But
I'm not so. Well, I mean, I think we can talk to him. I mean, then basically, I would need to talk to him, or Miss Minami would have to translate for you. But what would you tell him?
just curious if we are being followed. That would be the only thing.
Well, then we should do it now, because I mean, he's on the bridge.
Okay. Then let's do that. Alice would grab her binoculars, hang it
Okay.
around her neck.
So you go to the bridge,
then
and
let's go to the bridge.
Captain Yamamoto is available.
Mm-hmm.
And so, do you want to talk to him?
I would talk, and Miss Minami would then translate. Just curiously asking if he would be even in the position to see if we are being followed by another ship, like sonar or something like that. I'm not even sure if sonar is the right word, the BP thing.
I'm wondering
where you
if
can
this
see.
was already. I'll have to Google if this was a thing.
It was a thing for sure. And I think it was. Radar should have been available by then. $1904. So definitely.
Yeah.
Because it also helps you see if there's, I don't know, rocks
Yeah,
sticking
okay,
out and
so
things like
here it
that.
says the
It's always a little bit
Japan.
of a history lesson, thinking about
Yeah.
was that already available by then?
Yeah, so yes, and there's even an entry on what the Imperial Japanese Navy was doing during World War II because they had their own thing. But yeah, so basically, they would have something.
Yeah.
It's probably not going to be called sonar because that was a US thing.
Yeah, but
But
a
it was
similar
called
thing.
ASDIC in Britain, but I would say yes.
Yeah, something like that.
Um, don't fall down.
And also insight on him to see, just to try to see based on his mimic and reaction, if he's surprised by this question or if he's more like, oh God, they're onto it.
You have okay, so basically he's Japanese, so their expressions and the way they,
Yeah.
it's sometimes a bit difficult to read. You have the feeling that he is surprised by that question, but that could also be because the question comes from you.
Might also be, yeah. Okay.
I rolled a 23, so I believe that any good officer that deals with sonar and that kind of thing on a 23 would succeed on their role. So they
Yes.
basically, so he basically says, well, I have not heard anything, but let's just inquire. And he goes to whoever is, I don't know what position that would be, navigator or I don't know.
think yeah, something like that.
And they do a check. And it comes up with nothing, comes up empty. Having said this, I would also say that this is limited because since they are a meteorological thing, they're not there to do anything like reconnaissance. So they wouldn't be looking, or they wouldn't be equipped to look into the distance. So it's more like
No,
the
that would be
immediate
that would be a
surroundings.
military ship.
Yeah.
They would have bigger systems to
Yeah,
go
because
for.
I seem to recall that even shipping vessels, fishing vessels these days have some
They
form of
have it.
sonar that
Yeah.
allows them to see fish swarms underneath, but it's like,
Also like wrecked ship that you,
Yeah.
if the water is not high enough,
Yeah.
that you, or if you want to dive, especially
Yeah.
looking for diving things as
Yeah.
well, that you can see something.
but I would say it's more like a depth thing, but not so much going into the far
yeah, okay.
distance. So I would say, let's put it this way. They can see, they
Close
have a
by.
range of 500 meters diameter, not diameter, but radius. So it's 1
Yeah.
kilometer diameter around the ship, and they can't see
Yeah.
anything.
Okay.
Except, of course, well, I mean, and you would see it on the screen that they have, and you would see, like it's actually quite deep where you are, so they don't even see anything underneath the surface. So no structures, no shipwrecks, nothing. So it's maybe a fish swarm, but I don't even know how big they need to be in order to show up. I don't think a single fish would show up. I don't know,
No
but
single fish
there is
should not
nothing
show
really
up.
that's showing up.
Okay.
And he basically says to you, and Miss Minami translates that also his navigator says that he hasn't seen anything special, but also that this part of the ocean, and he points to a map that they have, also isn't known for its like underwater mountains or cliffs or anything. So it's also usually safe shipping routes where you don't have to be afraid that you're navigating through whatever Untiefe is in English. Let's do some English lessons.
That's a good question.
Shallows.
Shallows.
There are no
exactly
shallows.
opposite, yeah.
Or shoals, nautisch shoals. There are no shoals.
Thank you for looking.
Not at all. He nods.
looking at the professor, would it be okay to ask if they could keep an eye open in case another ship shows up?
He says that he talks to the captain, and the captain listens and then does some nodding and says hi, and yeah. But he also says something else, and the professor translates, and he says, but he also says that with the range that they can provide, if they can see it, then we would be able to see it as well.
See this one.
It would be a visual for us. But yes, if he finds something unusual, he will let us know.
Dann arigato gozaimasu und ein bisschen verbeugen und auch dem Professor danken für das offene Ohr und
We're switching back to English.
oh no, it's too late in the
It
evening.
is too late.
Thank you,
It's 9:30.
everyone.
Yeah.
It's past 9. It was a long day. Okay, so saying thank you to the professor, telling him that we should just keep an eye on the diver and just be a little bit watchful and careful.
Yeah. And then
thanking him for listening to us and taking it at least seriously.
and so you go back to your cabin.
Yes.
Okay. And it is then that
Would we go back to the cabin? No, Alice would sit outside. She would sit outside with her notebook and her binoculars.
Okay.
And would sit around taking notes, but in between peeking around if she can clearly spot.
And it is at that moment, like maybe an hour or so later, that Takane Minami looks at you and she says, now I know where I remember seeing O2.
Okay.
O2 was the signature of the U-boat that His Imperial Highness found off Ponape and brought home. And I remember now, because remember how you wanted to find out where all the crew had gone, you know, what had happened to them.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the name of the U-boat was named. It was O2. And it just occurred to me when you were saying, well, did they see anything underneath?
Yeah.
It would really be underneath. And that's also why you didn't see anything. Because if it's a U-boat, and even if it's surfaced, it's first of all not very high above sea level, and it's gray.
Max would be the lookout.
Yeah, you see the tower, and that's it, or the turret, and that's it.
It would be dark by now, right? Or would it still be light outside? Okay.
And then they could be following us, and if they just keep outside of range and you know, submerged, we wouldn't be able to see them. But every so often they might, you know, because if they used radio signals, they would
catch them.
Everyone would catch them.
Yeah.
But if it's them signaling using Morse code and a light in broad daylight, that's going to be a different story entirely.
We should have a look tomorrow, maybe at the same time where he was signaling, because they need to have a fixed time when he does that, because then they need to be out to see it. If not, they will not see it.
Yeah, we should do that.
Just to double check. Because the idea that a U-boat is following us is creeping me out, especially that U-boat. Then they could have gone on their own without us.
It is, I mean, I still don't understand why they would be following us, but I completely agree with you that this is very, very, very strange.
So he's sick. Then we will see what happens tomorrow.
Yes.
Thank you for remembering that.
It's not like, I mean, it was just, I just remember seeing it, and, it was just like the crew of the O2, it's just one thing that you read and you basically just read over it, if you like, you just don't,
Yeah, it's not that special,
yeah,
but it's very probably that.
yeah. So I think this is it.
I think so too.
Okay,
Oh,
then.
would we arrive at our mid stop tomorrow, or would
No,
it
it's
take
still
longer?
1.5 days.
It's still 1.5 days.
1.5
Okay.
days to 2 days. Yeah.
Well, then tomorrow we'll keep an eye open and see if he does the same thing again.
Okay. Then, do you want to do anything else, or do you want to go to bed?
No, we would go to bed then, I think.
Okay. And let's see if... I hate it when they don't give them stats. Okay. Okay, so in that case, you go to bed, and you wake up in the morning, and you do recall pretty much when he did the signaling, because it was, I want to say 2:30 in the afternoon.
Then we would sit out quite a bit earlier as well, not to be there just in time, but sitting around just reading, talking, as if basically same as yesterday, as if we are just there to enjoy the view and the sun and being out.
Yeah.
We would, or at least Alice would invite the professor if he wants to join.
Oh yes, he does.
To talk about also what we've learned from, what is his name? Let me double check. Iha Fuji? Nee,
Yeah.
Fuju. God, names are hard. Just to keep the time going, and I think Alice and Dottie, as well as maybe Miss Minami as well, we would have agreed up front, like we will switch in between, like who is having a peek out. Not that one is staring there, but that we mix it up a little.
Okay, now let me just check. Okay, so how do you want to do this? Do you want to basically make this obvious? Do you want people to see what you're doing, or?
Well, we are not hiding, so they can see that we are sitting there, but we were not hiding the day before. We were there as well, but we want to make the impression of we are just talking to each other and we are not paying much attention to what is happening around us. So it would be deception. There is no deception in Cthulhu. I still don't understand why.
Okay, so what you're trying to do is you're trying to pretend that you're not doing what you are doing. Okay, so that's interesting. There is no deception. There is no it's charm, actually.
Charm would be okay, yeah, because fast
Yeah, because
talk
it's
is not the thing,
no,
because we are not talking,
and it's
at
also
least
not sleight of hand.
no. So
Yeah.
so charm would be good.
And
that's fine.
and basically he needs to roll psychology on his part. Okay.
The other persuade might also be an option.
No, you can take
Yeah.
charm
Okay.
because you're not actively talking to him and trying to make him do something.
True. That is a success.
Okay, the thing is he rolled a 91 over 10.
Okay.
He is completely of the opinion that you are sitting there talking. Probably he's thinking, oh yeah, women folk always jabbering, blah, 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 blah.
Yes.
Why are they here in the first place? And then diving. Yeah.
Yeah.
And now let's see. Because you are there, so you are kind of in the way though.
We're not sitting in the back. We didn't sit there last time. We're sitting at the side somewhere. So we will be exactly where we were the day before.
Okay, so he rolled a 90 on his sleight of hand. You can clearly see that he's signaling because you see now that you know what to look for, you also see the light. You see the light.
We see the light at the end. No, of the tunnel. We're not there. We would point it out to the professor, just nicely, just that he can see it himself. But the moment he starts lighting, we would have agreed up front that someone would start like knocking, long, short, just, and Alice with her notebook open would just mark again and see what he's signaling.
Okay. So basically, you take it down, and this time it's a longer message.
Okay.
It starts again with O2, which you can now tell very easily because you have just memorized these two digits, as it were.
I would also have clearly my Morse code book here,
Yeah.
because we are just waiting for that.
And so basically how this now works is so it's somebody transliterating Japanese, which works because it's not a tonal language, into Latin letters and numbers, and they have then been translated into Morse code. So what you get is, if somebody were to really write down how Japanese sounds, that's what you're getting.
Yeah.
And then translating it, you will have to make an intelligence check, please.
Okay.
Because then you have the Japanese, and once you have that, then Miss Minami can translate it for you.
Yeah, and the professor as well. We have the native speakers there. Intelligence is normal success enough, or do I need a hard success? Because
no, that's fine.
Okay, because I'm 3 points away from a hard success, so I could spend luck if we need to.
Okay.
I rolled a 45.
Okay, so basically you get something, and it translates as hold your position 5 miles off the dive for a day, and then approach.
We don't like this guy. Alice would be just looking at the professor. Do we have any possibilities to get him locked up in a room? Without getting into trouble?
Well, there will be trouble because he has been assigned to us by His Imperial Highness. And if he is signaling, he is signaling someone, do you inform him about the O2?
Yes, we would add that for him.
So if he's signaling the O2, chances are, or it's absolutely in my mind, there's no doubt in my mind that they are in touch with His Imperial Highness. Now, if this is true, and if we lock him up, His Imperial Highness will know. Because if he stops signaling, they will know that something's up, and we don't know what they're going to do. Do you know what I mean? Not that they try to take over the ship.
The question is, will we tomorrow be able to send Morse code instead of him and send something else? The question is, how close do you want a military vessel that we are not aware of to this mission or not.
I mean, the issue is that they know where we're going. Even if we try to keep them away, they probably have their orders. They probably have the orders to come with us to Ponape, although I don't know why. He's probably informing them now that we're going to stop for this additional dive, which they wouldn't have known, because that's new. And I don't think that they're
Question
supposed.
is,
Yes.
if we send something like abort mission, if they would do that.
If we knew what their mission was, maybe. I mean, we can try,
Following us.
but you see, the thing is, I don't think that their mission is that they're following us.
Well, if this message is right, we will meet them in color anyhow.
Yeah.
It's a question of what they want.
I'm not sure if it's just meeting us. I mean, this is a submarine.
If they approach, we will see them.
Well, not if they are submerged, then we will not. That's why you use a sub. And if they keep out of range, it means like, stay 5 miles away from us while we're diving. Don't come closer. But then after a day, follow us and probably meet us where we're going, which is in Ponape. And the question is, what are they doing? What do they want? Because our plan was to do the underwater dive for the submerged ruins of the Oder, for which we brought the diving suits. They're like 30 to 40 meters below. No more, So, and there are shoals around the island. So this is a deep sea diving vessel. So the question is there something else that they know that they want to dive to?
The question is also if His Highness even knows that the ship is following. Everyone on the ship we had contact with were scared to death about what happened there. They didn't want to talk about it. They blocked everything. Whatever happened here was not a good thing. Why on earth is this ship again on the same route to the same place they already had a nightmarish?
Well, Alice, that's not quite true. We didn't speak to everybody because a couple of these people are still with the prince and there is personal attendance. So not everybody.
That is true.
And then the professor says, you spoke to someone?
Yes.
And what did they say?
Nothing good or anything at all.
Do you tell him about the picture, the painting?
Probably. I would not show it, but I would at least tell about what is painted there.
Do you think it was some
nightmares.
kind of psychological breakdown following?
Following what? They were not in war. At least not with the ship. It was just a transport back. I would have gotten it if it would be mid-war, to be honest. But afterwards? Did His Highness ever say anything to you? Since he's so keen on that we are going here again.
No, he just said that he felt it was important that we looked at more closely at what I had found, that it was a worthy cause, and that nobody had really ever done any archaeological digs there, and that we really needed to work on this, and he was happy to fund it. And I was so happy that somebody used the papers that I had submitted, because I mean, I was there on a different mission. I was there to basically do some surveying, and I found all of these traces, and I wanted to dig them up. But of course, that takes time, that takes money.
Yeah. No, I get that. it's rare enough that someone gets the funds to do something like this.
Indeed.
I'm just trying to figure out what do they want, because we know what we want, but I don't know what they want. Because they could have been officially our like sidekick, following just to be sure that nothing goes wrong, and no one would have suspected a thing. Why keeping it secret?
Dorothy signals to you. Make a psychology roll if you can tell what she's trying to do.
It's a success, I think. Even her.
Don't forget to tick
success.
them.
Yeah, they're already. I
Okay.
have so many ticks in this spreadsheet because we haven't done any level up yet.
Then she
since we're in
says,
Japan.
you know that she would like to speak to you on between just, you know, under.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think we will not get answers at the moment. We can just keep eyes and ears open.
Yeah, we should. And then and then he looks at you and he says, I will inform you now that I carry a revolver. I don't have it on me now, but I will going forward.
I can inform you, I also have one revolver with me, or a handgun. I'm not even sure what it is. It's a Colt.
Yeah.
And I think Alice would look around that no one else is watching, and she would just open her cane a little bit to show it.
I wasn't aware that you could get those in the United States as well. This is a very common weapon in Japan.
I think it's inspired by Asian culture for sure, but it's a smart thing to have.
Indeed. And it's
it
a
will help
beautiful
we
one.
when we go diving. They're not a revolver, or this will help, but
I have brought something that you will be using when you're diving. We've got knives because you need them just in case you get tangled or something, or
yeah,
you know.
usually for diving it's a question if they even would have like small harpoons or something like that in case sharks get curious, that you can get them off.
That's a good idea, and I think they would, because you are able to although you're very bulky, you can still use those.
I would
probably
suspect
even
that.
a lot better than a knife, because a knife you would need more movement, but that's something where basically the harpoon itself does the movement for you. Yeah, so you would have excuse me, you would have
I would
harpoons.
suspect that would be something, but they would have as well.
Yeah,
so it's not a thing.
Yeah,
then let's just watch our backs and let's see what happens.
okay. And then you meet up with Dottie.
Yeah, we would like not suddenly get up. We would just like it's time to refresh, get ready. And
basically the two of you, and I mean Takane is there because you share a cabin, and she says, well, if the Empress Dowager is right, maybe they want to dive to get this, to open this gate and get this thing. Because no, maybe they want to dive to open the gate to get whatever this thing was, this monster was that the painter drew.
You mean the ship attacks whatever comes out?
No, they want to let it out.
But you don't need the U-boat for that.
You do, because it's
the submarine?
Because it's so far down.
But then they could have done that without us. They could
You have
let it
something that
out,
they didn't have.
but they don't know that.
But do we know what they know? You have the jewel and you have the tablet.
The tablet is from a professor, isn't it? We just have like a copy in paper.
Yeah, but you read it and you know what it means.
The professor as well.
Yeah, but he didn't connect the dots. I mean, he's still not sure what this means. But you have the jewel.
Which would mean that we need to leave the ship and not go there. We should not bring the jewel there. We have no means against military force. If they want to take it, they have it.
But where do you want to go? We're in the middle of the ocean.
Well, we can still make something happen that we have to turn around.
I think if we're going to do this, they will probably just take over. But we can try.
It would be like falling sick. You know, crazy women. It's always the card we can play. We're an annoyance. We are not needed. There are enough islands here.
No, actually, there are not. You are literally in the middle of nowhere.
But the diving spot was south of a small island.
Yeah, but that's like a small island. There is nothing there.
Okay.
Yes, there is an island, but it's not inhabited.
Okay.
They could drop you off. I mean, then you could found a crazy woman's commune.
At least we would live
For some time, if there is water, who knows?
Yeah. Well, we can make fire so we can have water to drink.
Dottie says, fire on a ship is always a good reason to turn around.
Also true, fire on a ship is also a good reason to die on the ocean.
I mean, the thing is, if we manage to sabotage the ship, we would be drifting. I'm not sure if the sub would actually come to our aid, and I don't know if this is a good idea.
I don't think it's a good idea.
I'd rather that we go to
Ponape
Ponape because that place is inhabited. There are people there. They're also under Japanese jurisdiction. I honestly don't feel that I want to chance it because worst case, we fall sick, they go back to Okinawa, and they take over.
The question is if the Pearl opens it or would destroy it.
I think it's probably there to destroy it, because otherwise I don't think that Sadako would have given it to you. Because that is what you're trying to do. You are trying to prevent whatever is happening. So you need to take it there to do whatever. Because Ama stole the jewel from the sea monster.
So just in case they know we have the jewel. Because they would know that you, looking at Miss Minami, are working for Her Highness.
Most definitely.
And they would know that we had a meeting with her, for sure. Too many people saw that.
Yes, she didn't exactly turn this into a big secret.
So maybe they are just there to stop us from doing injustice, very lightly said.
Yes, which means we have to do it and prevent them from stopping us. So there are two ways we could do this. Maybe one would be to just play along. Pretend we don't know anything, but be on our guard, says Dottie.
We need a good hiding spot for the jewel. At the moment, it's not hidden well.
Okay, make an idea roll.
Because that would be something for what we could do on the ship, trying to find some place where we could hide it away.
Okay, that's a hard success for Dottie.
For idea, 29.
That's intelligence.
Hard success. It's hard success.
Okay, so between the two of you, you can come up with a really good place somewhere on the ship. Now, I don't know enough about ships, but I would say that there are definitely areas where people simply don't spend a lot of time. I don't know, cargo areas, cargo holes, whatever, because even an exploration vessel must have some place where they store stuff.
I'm not sure if storage would be good. I think it would be more corner, like a hallway where people just walk through. But
Okay.
not stopping and looking, because if they take out cargo, you don't know where they stomp against, go against.
That is
in a hallway
that is
behind a light fixture.
That
or
is
something
super
like that.
smart. Actually, this is super smart. Okay, so what I want you to do is, because basically between the two of you, you have found a really good spot because you both had hard successes.
And we have time. It's not that we have like 5 seconds. We have the rest of the day in peace and quiet to have a look around, walk through the ship, and find the best spot that we think.
Okay, so now you get to make a choice. Either you roll on sleight of hand or on disguise, whichever is better for you, and you get an advantage.
Definitely. Oh, disguise is better than sleight of hand. I'm surprised.
Well, remember how you pretended to be Maria?
I remember opening a door with a lockpick with a natural one.
Yes.
But yeah. So disguise it is.
Yes.
That was not a good roll.
But you get an advantage, so you can roll the d10 again, the tenor again.
Don't roll the same. I hate this.
What is it?
I have twice 75. I rolled the 70 twice.
Okay, can you do me a favor? Do you have another tenor there and take that one? Because that is really strange.
It's different dice than before, I have to say. I'm switching. I have like 8 pair of dice here, and I'm switching them up, which is so bizarre. Because the one I rolled now is a 90. It's not getting better. So it's on Dottie.
Okay,
Alice is trying her best.
Dottie has nothing in disguise, but she just rolled a 0-4 on sleight of hand, which is a critical success.
Alice is trying and fumbling and muttering, and Dottie, I think, is at the point where she's like, oh, stop this nonsense, and we'll just grab it and turn around and go to another space, openly, easy to do, and just like look around, slide it in, clap something, maybe put a little screw, tight up again, and be like, okay, done.
Yeah, no, seriously. I mean, she only has 25 in sleight of hand, and she rolled a 0-4, which is a critical success.
Amazing. That's so
that really
amazing.
is amazing. So I just gave her a tick there because sleight of hand is really a bad one for her. But I
Yes.
mean, it was really probably because she's so good with her hands because she's a seamstress as well. So she was able to kind of
Yeah, and I
you
think
pointed
over
it out and
time,
she basically
yeah, and I think over time she learned a lot as
yeah,
well. So she's growing into all of this sleight of handy.
yeah.
I could also imagine that Alice in the end would also had tried and showed her how to unlock a lock. At least like a padlock with a lockpick to try and test and see. I could imagine that.
Yeah, probably.
So
Um,
Alice would be like, thank goodness that I have you by my side.
so basically you walk around a little and
Hmm.
you notice that although you know where it is, you can't see anything.
You can't see
It's that
anything.
well hidden. Okay,
But
good.
we would let Miss Minami know as well.
Mhm.
So we three know where it is, no one
She was
else.
probably standing at one end of the hallway trying to
Guarding a
find
little
out if
bit.
somebody was
Yeah,
coming,
yeah.
kind of like going, "Oh no,
Hmm.
it's fine."
Yeah.
Okay, so but then do you want to do anything else or shall we jump to the first dive?
Let's jump to arriving at the place and
At the first stop,
basically at the
which is
first stop,
actually
yeah.
nothing. So you're basically in the middle of the ocean and you're just basically throwing anchor and you
Hmm.
are at Yonaguni. And it is the southernmost of the Ryukyu Islands. And you get ready to dive.
Hmm.
And it's basically the morning. The weather is nice, so you get into your diving suit. So does Dottie, and Lieutenant what's his face? I mean, seriously, the names Lieutenant Miyamura as well as Petty Officer Goto are going with you, and you both have harpoons. They all have harpoons.
I don't think they would let down 4 people at the same time.
They
This
have
this would
4.
be a, but that would be a massive ship
It is a big ship. The ship is
with
big.
all
It's
with the cranes and all the technology for 4 at the same
you
time.
go in one after the other. So the crane basically deposits you, and then it picks up the next one.
But you need to have all the wiring, the air supply.
They are well equipped.
Really? Okay. The ship looked so small on the picture.
Do you want to see a picture of the actual
I would be curious because it looked like more like a little expedition boat, more or less.
I'm not sure if this has.
But hey, I believe you. So if we can go, all 4 of us, I think it would
Well,
be
according to what it says
good.
here, you can.
Yeah,
So
then
we'll
we
just
we
we'll
will
just
we
do
will
it.
do that.
Maybe they are actually. Maybe they actually never thought about this.
That might also be.
Yeah. Also, there is a telephone wire in each of these helmets, so everybody upstairs can hear what you're saying.
we can
Okay.
talk. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So, um,
Because we would also need like electricity to have lights.
yeah, yeah.
Although
You
battery and things like that.
you have lights. You have
Lights would
something.
be.
You have a
Yeah.
light attached to your breastplate.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, now let's do a test. Let's test con first. Oh God.
Okay.
What are you checking?
I'm just looking up when the flashlight was invented and batteries, because I was also like, did they already
They were
have
big.
that during
They were
that time?
big. Batteries were big, but they existed.
And I'm not. How do I get out of there? I pushed the wrong button. I had full screen browser.
Okay, so do a con check.
A con check.
Because
Okay.
unfortunately, halfway down, you see Dottie going and panicking and pulling on the cord, and she gets lifted up again.
Okay.
She vomits.
Okay, I am fine. I rolled a 23,
Yeah, that should
which
be
is a
fine.
hard success.
Okay. So you go down with the two gentlemen. There is no
Yes.
Dottie.
Yes, I
Okay.
have a harpoon. I'm fine.
Okay. So
What do we see?
the first
First of
thing
all,
you
the question
notice.
is there anything down here?
Oh, yes, there is.
Okay.
You definitely see something that looks like man-made structures.
Mm-hmm.
You look and you see walls that have been erected.
Mm-hmm.
Walls made of stone, not cyclopean, so not like the big ones, but smaller ones, you know? And somebody has been putting brick on brick on brick. You also notice that it's old and that it's full of, you know, like there are seashells, you know, like barnacles and that kind of thing. It's green. There is moss. There is, well, probably not moss, but algae or whatever these green things are called. But you definitely see that you are walking on what looks like the ceiling. So you're basically walking on the roof of something that is definitely man-made.
Mm-hmm.
And it's quite long. And you can now make a navigate test.
Okay. Give me a second.
Sure.
Just writing down. Navigation. Oh God. No. Far from off.
Okay, in that case,
My navigate is not really there. Well, kind of, but just briefly.
okay, then, but you have drawing, don't you, or painting or something, or art.
I have arts and craft, which would be painting.
Can you roll on that, please? Because this is really about being able to see spatial relations.
Should I roll again or just use the
No,
roll
roll
I
again.
already had? Okay. Yeah, that's slightly better. That's a 32, which is a success for arts and craft. And because
Okay.
Alice would try to memorize what she sees because she would like to draw it afterwards when she's up.
Okay. So in the meantime, you hear on the radio that on the telephone wire, as it said here, that Dottie is up and she is fine, but she basically panicked. There was something she felt like somebody was squeezing her heart. But she's doing fine now.
Good.
Um,
We will clearly let them know that we found something. It's definitely man-made. It has been there a while because nature is already taking it back.
yeah. And it looks like it's a building that you're walking on, and it's got a flat roof. And now you can make a spot hidden, please.
I don't trust these dice. No, you rolled shabby. Oh, let's take you. I don't think I rolled you so far. I will never roll you again. I see nothing. That's a 98.
Okay, so you see nothing. You then see that Petty Officer Goto waves at you and points down where he's standing.
I will walk over carefully and have a peek on what he's pointing at.
It looks like there are stairs into the building. And he starts walking down.
Okay. What does the other guy do?
The other guy is basically standing and looking around. He doesn't do anything much. He is not moving.
And the stairs go into the building.
Yeah, so it's basically, it's like you are walking on top, but now you notice that there is stairs going down into the building. Oops.
The thing is, Alice would first of all rather look outside, not the roof, but getting off the roof and see what the walls outside are saying and doing. That would be her interest.
You can do that. It's not a problem. So you do that. And you see that it's more like a pyramid. So basically like step pyramid. Like
Yeah.
you would have you would know from Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot longer and not pyramidal in shape. But it's got terraces. It's probably the best way to explain it. It's got terraces, and you can get down, because obviously you can just jump a little bit and then just glide down. So that works because you're underwater. And you make it to the bedrock.
Yep.
It
depends how deep it goes, to be honest. I'm not sure how tall the building generally
about
is.
15 meters, so it's about 6 terraces.
Okay.
If you want to, you can go down to the bedrock. You can also say you just go down one terrace.
She would just go down one terrace. It would be insane. You would not split up a diving party that far off each other.
Then
It's
make a spot
crazy
hidden.
enough that he's going inside and no one is following. That should not be the way to go, to be honest.
Make a spot hidden.
But let's see. Why are they all crappy? I see nothing.
Okay, good. And suddenly you do notice something, because the lieutenant starts gesturing wildly, and then he vanishes from view, because you're basically, he's standing on top of the building. You can see him because that's something that you notice, and then he's suddenly gone from view.
I would use basically the phone line to ask what is happening up there.
Why? What is? Oh my God! You hear Dottie. I don't know what they're. Hang on. All right. Okay. So Takane is telling me that the lieutenant's air tube has been separated. It's severed. My God, where is he? Can you check? He must be drowning.
I would walk towards the edge and would try to like get up and have like a careful peek.
Okay, what you see is 2 men swimming. They're just they're pretty much naked.
Yeah.
And they are tearing the lieutenant apart. Make another spot hidden.
Okay.
With
so
advantage this time.
I don't trust any of you anymore. That we can work with that. That is a hard success for spot hidden.
Okay, you notice that both of these men have gills on their necks, and they do remind you of the people that you saw before in the lobby. Remember them? Yeah.
Alice would just basically talk into her microphone. And just because Dottie's on the other side, it's the friends we that watched us in the hotel. Maybe not them explicitly, but kind of them. Back in Tokyo.
Okay, let's see if she knows what you're talking about. But I think she would on a 60 idea roll. Yes. What?
The lieutenant is definitely dead.
She says something to Takane.
Which one did they get? The one that went down,
The
or
one
the
that
one
was
that was
no, the one that was on
standing
top, the one
upstairs?
that has been
The
signaling
one,
all the
that
time.
one that been signaling. Okay. Can you get hold of the other one? And I would I would very hectically look if the one going down, if his pipe is still
Make another spot hidden.
okay, just to see if
That
he
has
is
to be a
fine.
hard success because he's some way away from you.
I know,
Plus,
I know.
it's
I rolled a 12,
yes, you
which
can see it.
is
It
a
seems
critical
fine.
success.
Yeah. You can also see it
Tell
moving. He's coming up again.
tell him to stay down. Tell him to stay where he is. No movement.
Okay,
Wait.
so she talks to Takane, and Takane probably relays this in
Yeah.
Japanese. And what do you do?
I will hold on to the edge.
Mhm.
We'll try to peek and
Mhm.
wait and see
At
what
this
they are
stage,
doing.
blood is spilling forth, so they've torn open the diving suit,
Yeah.
and they're literally tearing this person apart.
Well, he's lost anyhow.
Yeah, no,
Alice
he's dead. I mean,
has
there
no.
is
Yeah, yeah.
no.
The question is, do they go on for us or will they stop?
What they do is they basically drag him away,
Okay.
and you can tell that they are expert swimmers. They are so quick.
Oh, they are not weighed down by a lot of
No.
suit. I think the moment they leave or move away, Alice would go up and she would tell over the line that now is the time to leave for the guy on the stairs as well.
Okay, so basically, this is you assume that this is relayed because Goto Ren also starts ascending.
It's a board mission. We need to go up, and means also on the ship up there they need to pull that we go up.
Yeah, so they do. They reel you in, as it were. You arrive on deck, and yeah, what do you do?
I think Alice would just describe what she's seen, that two men, not in diving suits, just normal, I don't know, swimsuit or whatever, completely berserked on him and pulled him away.
Two men.
Yes.
Everybody's kind of like, Takane translates, and everybody just looks at each other. What do you mean, two men? Like two divers? Like from this ship? Like,
They didn't have diving gear like we have.
but you can't go down there without diving gear. You would drown.
I can only tell you there are like pearl divers in some areas of Asia. They can dive deep. You don't know what local people are living here?
They just murdered a person, and he's a member of the Imperial Navy.
I know. We are glad that, or we are lucky that we two made it out of here. Did we
Okay,
ever
I keep rolling 70s on this die.
Takane knows about the guild people that
Yeah.
we met because we talked if she knew anything. So I think in if there's a moment in between, at least Alice would relay that to her as well, that remember the special men looking at us in Tokyo, just keeping an eye on us, where we asked also.
Yeah, but they were Ningyo.
They were people like that. They can dive. They can breathe underwater.
Isn't it funny that they should show up here and kill the one person who's been signaling?
Yeah.
They're
Which
looking
also
out
gives
for
me
you.
maybe. Because it was weird that he sent out his body to go down and he stayed up there and he didn't even care what I was doing. That's not how a professional diver would be. Even the snorkeling rounds at home are better organized than what he did.
Maybe he wanted to see his friend dead.
Maybe. Because they dragged him away and left us alone.
Do you think they saw you?
I'm quite sure they saw that 3 people went down.
All right.
Looking at the diver that got out,
Yeah.
just asking everyone around, because I can't talk to him, because he would not understand if he saw anything down there.
Yeah, I did. I mean, I think this is a church or something, like a temple. I saw quite a large turtle sculpture.
Alice will ask Dottie to get her notebook.
Yeah, she presents
and she would
it.
pull out the drawing that we got from the professor. It's not a secret thing, but from the professor, something like that.
Yeah,
At
but
least-
bigger. Like, I would say as big as me if I were to lie down.
Was it like carved into stone, or was it like a sculpture?
It was a stone sculpture.
Okay. Well, we know that turtles are important around here.
Quite.
So it's
Dottie.
not a surprise to find them. Alice would also look at the professor, because he would be here clearly as well.
Yeah, I mean, by all accounts, I mean, yeah, we know that turtles are very important because they were the vehicles of the gods, as it were. But it's very interesting to find it here because there is nothing here. So this lends even more credence to this idea that we are dealing with a sunken civilization, a sunken land, a sunken continent. I mean, if the maps that have been handed down by the ancients of Mu are to be believed, this would be part of Mu. And the fact that we have found this indicates that it did exist, because no one in the Ryukyu Islands knows of this. So this has been forgotten for a very long time, and it was only by accident that somebody discovered it. And only recently, this is why we're here. I mean,
at least it gives the idea that these are the ancestors of what is living now on Okinawa, because they have at least similar beliefs that were taken over.
Absolutely. So even though we didn't really see much, at least this much you can tell Dr. Iha. Maybe one day somebody will come back and do another expedition, but honestly, I still can't get over the fact that there were people who basically killed the lieutenant, that there were people diving to kill him.
Question is, do we have time to go down a second time?
Well, we can go down a second time. We're not on any clock.
I would just need a short break.
Well, we could do it tomorrow. The weather forecast is fine.
We could also do like a little break, just breathing, and then if I would point to the other diver, he would be fine that we two go down again.
He nods. You can make a con check.
I'm not doing well. I rolled a 91.
Okay, so but you do feel that you are quite exhausted, so you would suggest that you wait until the next day and have a good lie down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because next time diving, Alice would want the pearl on her hair. on her. That's the main reason.
Okay, okay. So basically, you retire to
Mm-hmm.
your cabin and you relay the information to Dottie that you would like to dive again, but this time with the pearl on you.
Yeah, and it's Dottie's decision if she wants to join or not. I have no idea if this is safe.
I will try. I mean, it was just that something didn't sit well with me, but maybe it was the absence of the pearl. So basically, you just take a little bit of a break, sit down, put your feet up, and she walks out and she comes back with the pearl. So
I would not have grabbed the pearl. We would have grabbed it shortly before we go diving.
Okay.
Because if not, it's not safe. We
Yeah.
don't know if by nightfall the stupid submarine will enter and cover our ship.
Yeah. Okay. So basically,
we would grab it like a few minutes before we go diving.
Okay, so the rest of the day passes. There is nothing happening. You can. Do you want to see what happens at 2:30?
First of all, as soon as Alice feels halfway okayish again, she would grab a pencil and paper and she would still start drawing at least a structure of the building that she's seen.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's see. Oh, arts and crafts is good. That is a hard success.
Okay. Don't forget to tick it in case you haven't done that. Okay.
Ticked.
Yeah. Okay. So So you kind of get an idea of and also, do you have a special place where you would like to go in your second dive, or is it just you want to go down?
I want to go down and would also like to go down the stairs where he went to have a closer look myself.
Okay, so basically, what you could do is you could talk to go to Ren and basically explain to him where you would like to dive, and then the two of you could tell the dive equipment operators where it would be best to place you.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. Yeah, these dice. Yeah, okay.
But for today, we would we would very carefully wait what happens after 2:30 because no one.
Okay, make a spot hidden. Do you bring...
Alice is so tempted to signal herself. She's so tempted. I'm just not sure what she would send out.
I don't know what you would send out.
I think she would just stop herself from sending something out because whatever she would send, it would make things worse, probably.
Maybe.
So it would just be, well, we know no one. Well, we will have a peek, but we are quite sure no one else will signal. But we would have a peek if someone else is taking over, because it's a question if it's just him or if he has people here on board that would step in for him. So we would clearly keep like a careful eye on the back of the boat around 2:30 and see if someone is signaling.
Okay, so essentially what you do is you make a decision you sit upstairs on deck and you
I would
just
draw there. I think that's the best time to draw as well, because that's similar to what I would do anyhow every day if the weather allows it.
Yeah.
And I would have my binoculars with me again, because I would also like to have a peek if I can see
Okay.
a part of a submarine sticking.
Okay, so what you can do is please make a spot hidden.
I don't trust these dice. You're all going to jail, all of you. Yep, you're all going to jail.
You didn't see anything?
Spot hidden is always above 90 at the moment.
That is really bad.
And my spot hidden is, I think, the highest stat.
Yeah, I think
almost the highest stat that I have. I think library use is the only one that is higher, and that is not useful here.
Okay, so essentially you find nothing. There is nothing there. You also don't see, and this is also, for this you don't need a spot hidden. Nobody's on deck who's even trying to, I mean, there are people walking around, but nobody's staying in one place doing stuff. So
it was just him.
It was, or maybe it seems like, he basically said, stay away for one day and, whatever. And so nobody needs to signal at the moment. Okay, so The day comes to a close, you have your dinner, you go to bed. Do you want to do anything special? Okay, then we will skip to the next morning and you're up and ready to go diving again.
You will grab the pearl.
Mm-hmm.
Alice would have it. The suit will not have like pockets or so.
No, you would
it?
also have to put it inside your suit because the suit is bulky. I mean, it looks like this.
Yeah. Yeah, I know it would fit inside without
Yeah.
problems. It's just if we need the pearl out there, we would not be able to. Yeah, I would have it on me then.
Okay. Make a con check. She passed hers. Normal
Maybe.
normal success.
Let's see. The pool of dice is getting smaller and smaller. Okay. Okay, I am doing perfectly fine. I rolled a 1.
Okay, that's the pearl speaking.
You are lovely, guys. We adore you. Thank you very much.
Okay, so the three of you go down. You come down quite close to the stairs. So basically, if you want to, you can walk down.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to walk down?
Yes. So,
Okay.
but the question would be if one of us needs to stay up there to keep an eye out.
Oh, you also have your harpoons with you.
I'm just thinking about if the guys come back.
Well, then, no, I'm just saying. So, yeah, Goto would stay there.
No, Goto is the wrong one to stay there.
Then Dottie will stay there.
If Dottie would be fine, that would be like a wild discussion with hands and motion underwater.
No, I think you
like,
would have had to
discuss.
No, you would have had to discuss this beforehand.
Okay,
because,
beforehand.
Yeah.
Then it's also a question: can we only talk to up, or can we talk between each other?
It says that a telephone wire, the signal is crackly and prone to dropouts, but investigators on the surface can at least share in the wonder and horror experienced by their compatriots underwater. I believe it's a one-way thing.
Okay.
So Akane could relay information.
Yeah, okay, then.
Okay, so you go down that staircase.
Yes.
And this is what you see. Whoops, basically this is the staircase that you're going down.
Okay. Nothing for me personally, but Alice is in, I think her artistic brain is like, oh God, this is so beautiful.
Yeah.
I will never be able to draw this.
You also have a problem with claustrophobia, don't you?
But it need to be, but it would be the suit would, I think, be the problem.
Okay, yeah, on a 0-1, you're absolutely fine. So you go down.
I wrote it down as really small room.
Yeah.
This is not a small room.
No.
So
you go down and you then actually see a large sculpture statue of a turtle. You would say it's probably 2 meters long. And it's a turtle that is standing there with its head outside the shell, and you see the 4 legs also outside the shell. So it's not like the carving of a turtle, but it's an actual turtle.
So 3D.
Yeah, a 3D turtle.
Stone or something.
And I mean, you have to say that although you don't know how old this is, but it's still easily recognizable. Of course, there are barnacles here and there, and there are fish swimming around it, but it's a turtle.
And it's stone or something else?
Make an intelligence check if you don't have geology, which I don't think you do.
I don't think.
Or natural world, but you probably don't have any points in that, do you?
No, natural world. I'll just have to basic.
Make an intelligence check.
Intelligence, good. It's a 39. It's not that I know exactly what stone, but I would be able to see if it's more, I don't know, rough stone, or if it's like marble more like, or if
it's definitely not marble.
Okay.
It's quite porous. Um,
So grayish white color-wise
grayish,
more?
grayish
Okay,
white.
okay,
And you would
okay.
also notice that it's not been hewn out of the stone that this is on, but it's been placed here. So it's
Okay.
not part of the fixture. Somebody built the temple and then put this thing in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would walk around the turtle, just have a closer look. Also having at least trying in between to maybe wipe something away in case there are any signs, as any kind of writing,
Well, what you
carving.
do find is you see the same 3 pictures that you saw on the turtle plate in the middle, where you're not quite sure what they mean. Is it 2 priests that are trying to put something back into, like, I always find it looks like a jack in the box that has popped out and somebody's
Yes,
putting
and
the
you're
lid
putting it
down.
back.
So you see this, but in much more detail. And the thing that pops out the jack in the box has like, it almost looks like a being with 4 limbs and an octopus head, like
Okay.
with tentacles.
Yeah.
It looks a little bit like the painting of that painter, only in 3D carved.
I will not jinx you guys. I will use other ones just to 28 to like memorize what I'm seeing. I will
Yeah.
try to memorize so I can at least roughly draw it.
Yeah. And on this, in this version, you see clearly it's somebody figuratively putting a lid on something, trying to push it down. It looks more like they're really putting something in place to contain whatever this thing is.
Okay. Did we take the drawing with us? I think we would. I don't think
The painting.
well, that was the point of rolling it up and
Oh, of
putting
course,
it
yeah,
in.
yeah. I don't know if you,
Because
yeah,
I think
then
Alice would have taken it with her because she would not have felt safe to keep it somewhere.
okay, I just rolled on your luck on a 0-3. Yes,
Okay,
you
yeah,
brought it with
because
you.
the others I shipped home, I know, but
Yeah.
they are not important for this. They are just beautiful art.
Yeah.
But this one I rolled up to have it with me in case we need it, and make sure that no one else gets their hands on it.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe the professor will see something then. Yeah, we would just have a look around a little bit more, giving information upstairs that here, down here, everything looks okay.
Every so often you hear that Takane lets you know that Dottie is saying that there is nothing here. She's completely on her own. She sees a couple of fish, you know.
I think after Alice had a look around, she would motion that she will go upstairs to switch with Dottie, because she wants Dottie to have a look at this, at least roughly as well. It must be so frustrating to stand up there and not knowing what is down
Okay,
here.
so you switch places?
We switch places. I would go up and I would like point for her to go down.
On a 71, yeah, well, does she see anything?
Well, the turtle she will definitely see.
No, yeah,
and she will
sees,
see
but she
how
sees
beautiful
nothing.
the
Yeah, she sees
room
nothing
is.
in addition to what you have seen.
Okay.
Because she only rolled a normal success, so she didn't really see anything else. Yeah.
Okay. And I think then we can leave again. I think then we would sign and signal that we and that we want to be pulled up. Our friends are not showing up again.
Nothing.
No submarine showing up.
Make a spot hidden if you can see a submarine subbing around. Dottie sees nothing.
I see nothing.
No submarine.
Spot hidden today is not.
No,
really.
it's not happening, is it? No, she sees nothing.
Yeah.
Okay. So you make your way up. I would
Yes.
say that this dive probably took around 2 hours or so.
Mm-hmm.
Going down, then going up, you
Down.
always have to be a little slower, which you are, and then you make it out, and yeah, and you basically are done. And then you're going to spend some time drawing what you saw.
Yes.
Okay. So then you, of course, the professor is very interested, and he also you also promised Dr. Ihar to provide him with information. So I assume that you also basically sit down and note down and write down what you
Yes.
saw. You
Yes.
describe
Yes.
it, you
Yes.
know. Okay,
I
so
describe it basically twice. Once for me, and then I would make like more like a report paper for him that I would
okay.
also share, that the professor can see and copy whatever he wants from it as well. I would also show the professor the painting.
He needs to make a sanity check.
Because we talked about it, and I would share with him that he can see it.
He is
just to get the reference on the
he is
drawing.
really I mean, on a 65 he misses his sanity
Yeah.
roll. He doesn't lose sanity, but he is deeply unsettled.
Oh, that's a good. If he would be cool and fine with this, it would be more unsettling.
He looks at you and he says, do you think that this is drawn from life? I mean, I cannot believe that this is real.
The question is if they had like visions down there, because this fits to what we have on the turtle, or what we've seen in big down there is exactly what is in small on the turtle that you have.
So what are you implying?
I don't know, maybe there's something in the water if you're too deep. I have no idea. We can only hope that this is not real and it's just a vision. But something that even the old ones have talked about. Maybe under there in the other town or whatever is down there, they have these drawings as well. Maybe they made some, I don't know. But it looks like they locked something away.
Well, I mean, if this thing exists, it should be locked away. I mean, if this is drawn to scale, look at the building.
Yep.
This is massive. Yep. This creature is massive. You don't want this to come up.
Nope.
Did he tell you what this was?
Only his biggest nightmare. That he's haunted by after returning from the...
So what you're saying is we're going to where this thing lives. Should we turn back?
Honestly, I don't think it's there. Because then the people on the island will not be able to fish there or anything. Maybe it was there, or it's another temple like this one where the story are told about a creature like that. I'm not sure. It can't be there and the people on the island not knowing and living a happy life. That's not working together.
Yeah, that makes sense. So whatever we do, we must make sure that we don't bring this to the surface.
Yes. And just hope that it's more story. And maybe stress with these people. And they imagined it. Because to be honest, in the drawings, it doesn't look that big, right? Not in the painting, in the turtle drawings.
Yeah, because also it is smaller than the people.
It's smaller. Well, we don't know if the people are the gods. They could be really big, but we will not talk about that.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, but I mean, if
it could be like the baby version. You just put it in a crate, put it
Yeah, you
lid
put
on
it in
it
the
and say,
cradle.
"You stay in there, darling. We will not grow bigger."
It's an incubator. That's an
Oh
idea.
God, it's not getting better now.
Um, uh, so what do you suggest? Do we stick to our plan and go to Ponape, or do we turn
We
back?
should have a look what is down there, just to know.
All right. But then if we say that we are finished here, we could
Yes,
possibly leave tomorrow for Ponape.
we should do that.
Okay. So I will tell the captain.
Thank you. And I will do a second drawing for you, that you have
Mm.
one for your as well. Or third drawing by now, because she would do a second for the
He
professor
nods
and a
in
third one
appreciation, and then he takes his leave, and then basically there is dinner, and at dinner the captain informs everybody on that dinner shift that tomorrow will be the day when you're hoisting anchor and
Yep.
leave for Ponape, and he assumes that it's going to be about 4 days to get there. Let's see what the weather will be like. High or low?
Hi.
04. You're in for a tough ride. Okay, so this means it's going to be really bad weather. You can make a con check. You can make 2 con checks to see how you're dealing with this. On a 21, on her first 2 days, she's fine.
Fine. I rolled a 9 and a 13.
Okay, well, the second 2 days is a 98 for Dottie.
Oh God, darling.
Dottie
I will
is
hold her
seasick.
hair that she is fine. And
Let's see how Takane is doing okay-ish, but then she's doing well on the second leg,
Akane.
but it's Akane.
Akane.
Sorry, okay.
yeah,
Akane.
I'm switching to
Because the
Takane as
problem is
well.
I have 2 ladies in our company in Japan, and they're in the same team, and one is called Akane and the other one is called Takane, and guess how many times we just confuse
Yeah,
them.
we just means,
Yeah.
but ours is Akane.
Akane,
Minami.
Akane, Minami, Akane. So Akane is doing kind of okay on the first leg, but on the second leg on a 29, she's fine. However, dear Dottie is not doing well.
Okay.
She is
we
green. I mean, she looks like the fields of Ireland from where her family comes originally. She's green. She is, seriously, it's not pretty. She can't even keep water down.
We will just try to keep her basically alive and try to be like, we are not that far
no,
off.
you wouldn't have laudanum, because she used to be an opium addict, so you wouldn't have anything like that close. Yeah.
No,
Because
I
that
could
would
give-
help, I'm told, because you then just go to sleep and everything's fine. But
Yeah, but no, and alcohol and anything would not stay
Yeah.
in. So
poor Dottie.
she can get through this.
Well, she will get through this, but she, sometimes she looks at you and there is kind of like, she's like, why am I doing this to me? I could be sitting in Tokyo.
She could also be at home with a lovely cat in her lap, purring and just
but
enjoying a warm
home
fire.
is, for Dottie, home is where you are. So
Okay.
Anyway, you arrive at Ponape. Dottie kind of sees the light again. She's a little bit shaky, and she informs you that on the first 2 days of your stay, she's not going to do any diving.
That's totally fine.
Okay, so.
Also, as soon as we were done with diving, we would have hidden the pearl again at the same
You don't have to
place.
roll for this, because you
Yeah.
know where you did it.
Where it is.
Where you would have done it in the first place. So let's see. This is and so the island where you arrive, the island of Ponape. You know a couple of things about it. First of all, the name itself. The name is actually, it means upon a stone altar. So that's what the translation is. And it is it used to be a volcano. And that's in the center, and then it's surrounded by an atoll, a coral atoll. So and the whole place is about 130 square meters, square miles, and the highest peak is 2,566 foot. So that's 1,000 meters less than that above sea level. So it's not really, it's not really a mountainous area. And the capital is a village called Colonia. That's a very interesting name, and it's Spanish in origin. So it was the Spaniards who found it, and they colonized it. And this is a side view of it. This is, whoops, what Ponape looks like in the sun.
Oh, a nice island.
Yeah, it's really nice, and there is kind of like, there are houses there, people live there. And let me check. I don't think it's actually really big. So it's the Colonia is a Spanish fort, and today it's just basically, or at this time, it's wooden houses. Some of them are in the Japanese style. It also, in its long history of being colonized, was part of the German Empire at one point.
God, we were everywhere.
We were
Holy
everywhere,
hell.
yes. And today there is a small Japanese community. Most of them are Okinawans, and basically it's ruled by Japan. So all of the ruling, if you like, bodies are and positions are held by Japanese people. There's also a fisheries division, which is very important because these are very rich fishing grounds that, of course, Japan is very interested in. And yeah, basically you are going to be housed by the Japanese South Seas Island Bureau, or build a bureau in Colonia. And this is the building where you will be staying.
Oh, that looks cute.
Very cute. And they will be putting up you, and only you and the professor, because everybody else is going to stay on the ship because they're seamen, so they don't need to go and go to land.
The boys that the professor brought with him would stay with us
Yes,
as well,
they would
right?
also stay with you. And then basically you take a look at the whole island map, and you basically plot a course of what you want to do, because the most important part that you're going to look at is the infamous Nanmadol. So that is actually something, you saw that Discovery Channel special on this. So this is now a little bit of a history lesson. Why is this important? This place used to be, well, inhabited by a group of people who called themselves, they considered themselves magician, godlike figures, and they were lording it all over everybody else. So these were slave keepers, and they enslaved everybody who lived there, and basically made a lot of money and became really, really rich, until one day the native inhabitants mutinied and slew everybody, and they overthrew these people, the so-called saudoleurs, and you can still see all of their buildings. So basically they built almost artificial islands and had bridges between them. So it can still be seen today. It is quite impressive. It looks a little bit like this down here, and also most importantly that up here. And they also built into the sea, and this can still be seen today. It's kind of like now, even sometimes it's almost like seawater pools there, and one can dive and one can basically explore all of this. It's called Nandowas, and Nandowas is actually very interesting because it is it's a city of the dead, more or less.
Yeah.
So it's a temple with lots of tombs, and that's what you want to explore. And that is part of your expedition. But the thing is, since all of these are islets that have been created artificially, you always have to take a boat. In this particular area, you don't need to dive, because it's just taking a little boat and going there, and that is the plan for the first day.
Okay.
Okay, so you go there,
We-
you take a ship.
Okay, we would have the pearl with us, clearly a revolver, and clearly a walking cane.
Okay, so this is now something that kind of reminds Alice of her time when you were in Middle America, in Mexico, and you saw the Maya ruins, because the buildings are pretty much the same. You have very, very high walls. There is jungle. It's by no means as artistically well designed. You don't see, like those great carvings of, like the likes of Kukulkan. It is roughly hewn, but it's gigantic. It is really big. And Nandowas is actually several buildings that don't have a roof anymore, and they're kind of like inside each other, so you basically make it into the not so inner sanctum, and then in the more inner sanctum, until you stand in the inner sanctum. There you see the story of the lords of this area, and it's two wizards that were brothers, Olsipa and Olsopa, I'm not lying. And they were the founders of the Saudoleur dynasty. And now...
Also, since we are not diving, I would have my camera with me to take
no
pictures.
problem. And you also find turtles. And again, this time you see the same writing, which reads the gate of Kanimweso. And then you see something else, and now you can make a Nakal check. Okay, you see, she has no idea. She rolled a 96.
Occult screams, you guys, because you were my creepy die. Where do I have occult? Is not good. Nope, it's a 40, which is okay, but not good enough for occult, even close by.
Not occult, but Nakal. What? It's the additional language that you did. What do you have there?
33.
Okay, yeah.
I could spend luck.
Then I would suggest you spend luck. She can't, because she rolled a 96.
Let's go. 7 points will hurt. My luck is horribly down, but yeah. So, success.
Okay, so you notice that this is a spell. And it is a spell that seems to require a jewel. And that reads, "Let the great sea rise, let it flood the world and wash it clean."
I would take my time to note this in my notebook with to copy the original drawings as well. I don't like what the content says, but okay.
So the question is, do you let anyone know?
I would let Dottie know. That's the
Yeah.
only one.
Okay.
Dottie, maybe Miss Minami as well, although we can tell her afterwards, I think. Because if all of us are clumping together, I think the professor by now would be smart enough to like, what did you find?
Okay, so let's see how he feels about this. 33.
Because I would clearly point out like the turtle and so on, everything we find, and the same wording as well that was on the turtle, what he knows. This I would point out to him as well, that he can see that.
Yeah, but this is more like this is not something that we would like to cast, or anyone. But is it maybe, is this what destroyed Mu? Did somebody
Maybe.
cast this spell and it just basically sank the whole continent?
Maybe.
Here's a suggestion. Maybe we shouldn't try and cast it.
Well, it seems you need components for this. We don't have it, so.
It's yeah, of course we don't have a jewel. That's good, because probably nobody else does either. So you go back to your boat, and as you leave the place to go back to the basically main island, suddenly the sea begins to broil, and a really large vessel, which looks like a submarine,
Oh, God.
surfaces. And
How
on it, you see...
could it get here? Is it not shallow water?
No, actually, it's not.
Okay.
Yeah, at least according to the book. We just have to accept that some things work.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Although they were diving, I'm just thinking about the documentary. They were diving down there, so it was at least a little. Well, it's deep enough for the submarine.
It's deep enough for the submarine, and out of the turret step several armed soldiers who shout in Japanese, and Takane says, "They say we're arrested."
For what?
Imperial orders.
But we are in the name of Imperial orders here.
Do you want me to translate this?
No, definitely not, without question. I think Alice would have a look around. How far away from the... How far off are we?
What do you mean, how far
already?
off? How far away from the boat, or?
From the submarine, although if they have guns, they would be able to shoot. How far off from where we started, like the tomb area, the housings? So the question is, could we swim to?
Yes, you could definitely
shore?
swim back, but I would also like, yeah, you can, and I also have an actual picture of this submarine, because this submarine, the O2, actually does exist, and it does have a really weird history where it was handed over. It's a German submarine that got lost, and yeah, this is what she looks like down here.
Okay.
So
they even have a gun.
They do have a gun.
Upstairs.
Yeah.
Big one. That is.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
that goes underwater and then it's to function. That's interesting.
Yeah. So do you want to swim back to shore? Because one thing you do know, they will not be able to follow you to shore on their submarine, because then of course there are shallows where they cannot go. You have to make a decision.
Then we will not be able. Well, we will not be able to go home anyhow. Doesn't matter which way we go.
So what is your decision?
It's too late to make decisions. It's the moment where, why did I bring the pearl with me? That's the point where Alice is like, we should have kept it on the freaking ship.
Or we could end on a cliffhanger and you decide in 2 weeks' time what you're going to do.
If it would be okay for you,
Yeah.
I would like to have
Yeah, because it is late.
a clear mind.
Yeah, because
on
it is
what
late and
to
I also feel a
do,
little bit tired. Okay.
because Alice would have had a fresh mind at least, because she
Yeah.
would have had enough sleep. So
Well, in that case,
and
I would
let's
like to
end
thank you
on
for
cliffhanger.
playing. We're going to continue.
Thank you
What will
for-
happen? Will you hand yourselves over to the Imperial Navy, or will you make a run for it, or will you throw Takane to the fish?
No, Takane, not Akane. I would
Akane.
no, I would not. If we would flee, it would be all the girls together, to be honest. But the thing is, we are here on official business, so it's very bizarre that they are. The Imperial, we are funded by the Imperial.
And followed by the Imperial Navy. It's all very weird.
I don't like the prince very much. He is, because it's, I don't think it's the king. It's His Highness himself. I don't think so. It must be something behind his back, I suspect. We will have a little.
Well, I mean, the one thing you know is that his
Think about it.
own aunt,
Yes.
the Empress Dowager, believes that he's up to something, and he's up to no good. He's not only up to
Yes.
something, he's up to no good.
Yeah, but it's not her son.
No.
He is not. That would
No,
not
no.
be-
His the Emperor himself, the tenor, has nothing
Yeah,
to
yeah.
do with
No,
this.
no, has
Yeah,
nothing to
as
do
far
with
as you
this.
know. Okay, then I'd like to thank you for playing, and I'm looking forward to seeing this resolved next week. We'll see what happens, and
2 weeks.
then
2
we will
weeks. In
take it
2
from there.
weeks.
Talk to you
It will
soon.
take- Yes. Bye.
Bye.